Candace and Pat for the last time today because I am not feeling well and I'm ready to go back to bed. Mama doesn't want an adult today. She just wants to take some Benadryl and some Tylenol and lay down because she feels like hell. But I am here to give my reviews on Shudder and Miss Marvel. Both of these came from the February Comet Bento box, and I'll discuss Comet Bento a little bit more after my video, after I do my reviews. And I've just been so busy working on a design project and trying to catch up on my blog, which I got caught up and now I'm behind again, so I gotta catch up again. But I was trying to get caught up on a lot of stuff and get my design project finished that had to be due last Friday, and I finally did it. So over my birthday weekend, I sat down and I finally finished reading Shudder, and then Sunday I read Miss Marvel. But I'm gonna start with Shudder first. Shudder, let me see. Well, goodness, I'm not coordinated this morning with my arthritis and whatnot being a handful, but okay, that's what I'm looking for. Okay, Shudder is from Joe Keating. I guess it's got an E on the end, so I'm not sure. But that was the writer, and Layla Del Duca is the artist. And on the back cover, which is really awesome. Anytime you got animals with like assault guns, you know, hey, gotta be a winner, right? Oh, and before I talk about that, February's box, Comet Bento box, the theme was feminine mystique, and I was hoping, you know, that referred to strong women in comics, and sure enough, that is what it meant. So, that being said, for Shudder, Kate Christopher was a globally renowned explorer on an Earth far more fantastic than our own. Then she wasn't. 10 years later, a family secret shatters the quiet life she built, forcing her back into the role of adventurer in a world that's both marvelous and frightening. And I'm going to read the two little reviews on the back as well, because they're from very, very popular fandoms. Shudder by Joe Keating and Layla Del Duca is so completely and utterly new that it reminds you of the potential of this medium. Robert Kirkman from The Walking Dead. Shudder is bold, smart, fun, and a stunning book on every front. Keating and Del Duca have crafted something special, at once intimate and epic. Scott Snyder, which is Batman. So, before I even read it, the cover art just intrigued me. I just loved it. And yes, she has a pet, Felix the cat claw. How he fits into this, I don't know, but honestly, how does a lot of the stuff fit in? I mean, this book is just so fantastical. The art is amazing. She has a skeleton for a butler, if I can find a picture of him. Oh, I can't find him yet, but I love this steampunk looking guy. Oh, sorry, I still am not quite there. I figured out my camera. I'm going to show you the picture of her butler because he's just so wicked looking. There's a particular photo I'm looking for. You can also see some pictures of the artwork and whatnot in the February comic Bento video I did. Alright, there we go. So, which, the butler has a backstory, so, kind of find out why he is the way he is, but, honestly, I really don't know how to review comics or graphic novels without giving anything away. Let's see if I can just give, like, a brief summary. Like I said, she's like an explorer. It's kind of like a modern day female Indiana Jones. The book starts off as her being a little girl who does explores, different worlds, the universes, even like the moon, with her father. So he's kind of like this futuristic Indiana Jones type, and he drags her along. I don't know if her mother died or whatever, I can't remember, but it was just her and her father, and they traveled all these fantastical worlds and whatever, and then let's see, trying to remember where I cut off, but okay, I can't really remember what I was going for, but anyway, so she's a little girl and she travels with her father, and he wants to pass that on to her, but she's really not interested. She's all about just being a little girl and, doing things her way and doing what she wants. But then not long after that, it jumps forward to when she's in her early 20s, and she's single and living alone with her Felix the cat clock thing, and the world she had tried to get away from. I don't know why my camera's being so slow. Alright. I think I'm just running out of memory. I don't know what's wrong with this thing. Give me a minute, I'm going to fix it. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. It might have been just a second. For you guys, but I overdid my poor hard drive's memory with all the videos. So, and I have such a limited amount of memory on my C drive on my laptop because of my graphic design programs, Photoshop, the files I make through my nose ring. Sorry, my files I use through Photoshop and everything. They take up so much space on my hard drive, and I really need to move a lot of files onto one of my external hard drives. So this doesn't happen so much. But anyway, in that time, my allergies are getting worse. Anyway, back to Shutter. So after Kate's father passes, she's kind of, just living her life, doing her own thing, and all of a sudden she's thrust back into that world of insanity that she grew up in as a little girl with her father, and she ends up finding out some family secrets, which just kind of compound her situation. And I don't want to give too much away which is, it's really hard to review books and graphic novels or comics or whatnot without doing that. But, my nose ring, when the allergies act up, it bothers me. What are you doing? But all I'll say is this was really excellent. I think it's, let me see. It's one of those graphic novels that have several issues in one book, and this one has issues 1 through 6, and this is volume 1, Wanderlost. And let me just say, God, I'm sorry. Ooh. Let me just say, this one was so excellent. It was far out there and weird, but it was just still so excellent that I will be looking for the next one and seeing if there's any others beyond the second one, because, which I'm assuming they are, but they were just really, this was really, really excellent. This one retails for $9.99. It's $10. And like I said, this, I probably never would have bought this on my own. Quit licking your feet all the time. Don't throw a tantrum. I probably would not have ever thought to pick this one up on my own, but that's one thing I like about Comic Bento, that they send you stuff that you otherwise might never give a second thought to, and so I really enjoyed that one. I mean, the imagery, the characters, it was all just very unique, so I like that one. So I'm going to try and get through Miss Marvel, because I got one more video to do, and he's getting antsy over here. He's ready to go back to bed, and I think I am too. Anyway, this is Miss Marvel, No Normal. This was a more recent comic or graphic novel. Came out sometime last year, which wasn't too far away. And it's just I'm a little late getting around to reading and reviewing it, because I've had it for a couple months. But I really like this one. I wasn't sure how I'd feel about it, but it's put out through Marvel, and obviously, and I'll just give you a read from the back. This latest move proves Marvel's continuing desire to remain leaders in the comic book industry. The Guardian, presenting the new international sensation, the all-new Miss Marvel. Kamala Khan is an ordinary girl from Jersey City until she's suddenly empowered with extraordinary gifts. But who truly is the new Miss Marvel? Teenager, Muslim, and human? Find out as she takes the Marvel Universe by storm. When Kamala discovers the dangers of her newfound powers, she also unlocks a secret behind them. Is Kamala ready to wield these immense gifts? Or will the weight of the legacy before her prove too much to bear? Kamala has no idea either, but she's coming for you, Jersey. It's history in the making from acclaimed writer G. Willow Wilson and beloved artist Adrian Alphona. And this contains issues 1 through 5, and it retails for $15.99. It also came from the Feminine Mystique February box from Comic Bento. You got some of the other powerful woman characters, and you got, that's the opening page. And for one, I love the artwork in this. I'm an artist, so you know, I love comics and graphic novels, for the art themselves, absolutely. But this is a little different than a lot of the stuff I read. I guess I don't know, cause I'm willing to give most anything a chance, even if it's not something that's my thing. I love reading, so I'm willing to give anything a try. But this, I think this is a lot different than some of the other comic characters we've seen. As it says on front, this may be the most important comic published in 2014, and that's from comicsalliance.com. And I have to agree. And why it's important in this time where the world is dealing with a lot of a lot of drama and violence that radiates from the Middle East. Um, Many people in those countries from that culture hate us. There's a lot of people in this country that hate them. Um, we have situations like ISIS, who are just slaughtering innocent people across the Middle East right now. And that stirs up a lot of hatred from, what they call civilized countries, the Western world is what they refer to us as. Um, we had situations like 9/11 that happened. Um, in our country, Europe, a lot of nations gathered to, declare a huge war on different um, terrorist leaders over in the Middle East, which made us, even bigger enemies of them. And that's a really difficult topic for a lot of people to discuss. I know it is for me. I've got a lot of personal emotions invested in that. I was married to a Middle Eastern man years ago, about 15 plus years ago, and I really didn't know what I was getting into. I think I was just trying to escape a a bad relationship with my own father, who was just a piece of garbage, honestly. Um, because the man I married I didn't really love. I guess I was just trying to escape what I had to deal with. I had a wonderful mother, but my dad was just garbage. And all I did was pretty much jump in from the frying pan to the deep fryer. But I didn't know that at the time. I was, young and naive. I'd always been, and still am, a bit of a hermit. I like to just keep to myself. Um, I'm not always the best judge of character. And, and he was a good liar. So we all thought he was a decent human being. Well, good people can be fooled by bad people. It just happened. Um, I think a lot of people really don't understand Muslims and their religion and culture. It's complicated. It's really complicated. And it is a touchy subject. And I have a lot of mixed feelings about it. I have a lot of hatred and resent from the abuse that I had to endure with the person I was with. And then shortly after the marriage was annulled, 9/11 happened. And he actually had a lot of friends, and connections and ties to the people who acted out the 9/11 attacks, and had, ties to people in that community. And while we were married, I actually helped teach English to Middle Eastern kids at a Muslim school in Atlanta, because a lot of these kids came here and they didn't speak any English. And I had to leave that job because I found out that it was a very, very I guess it's a term I guess they use in like Christian terrorists. They call them fundamentalists, or I don't know. I am not big into that religion stuff like that, so I don't know those terms very well. But I guess that was fundamentalist would be kind of uh, a word that I could apply in this situation. But at that school, I had to leave because I did not agree with what they taught the children, which was if you don't convert to Islam, or if as a Muslim, if you can't convince somebody to convert to Islam, then you have to kill them. I don't agree with that. No more than I agree with if a Christian said you need to go out and convert somebody to Christianity. If not, just smite them down. I don't agree with, forcing religion, and that is the one thing that's important in this country is to have the freedom of religion or lack thereof. You have a right to believe how you want. And I think a lot of the people in the Middle East are angry and jealous at us because we have freedoms that they don't. But I guess I also feel a twinge of sympathy for them because that is how they are raised. That is how they are brought up. And they are brought up in a culture that if you are different, if you go against the norm, if you want rights, if you want to be different, that just doesn't happen. That is grounds for your execution. And that is just how it's happened for so many generations over there, going back, to biblical times. So, you really just can't fault them either because they don't know any better. They live in fear of their own culture. And I've known, outside of my ex-husband, I have known Muslims here, and they don't believe in terrorist actions or using their religion as a form to destroy people. There's a lot of Muslims that absolutely disagree with how people in their own culture and religion treat other people. So it's a very conflicting thing for me, and I know it is for a lot of people. I've had four amazing doctors, 3 men and a woman that are Middle Eastern, and they are Muslim, and they're the sweetest people in the world, and they don't behave that way, and they don't believe that way. But again, a lot of people in that culture, they don't have a choice. It's either go along with what you're told, or they'll just put a bullet in your head, or or other means of torture and violence. And you have to understand, not everybody in that culture is like that, but it is a problem just as much as any other religion that uses the name of their god or their religion to oppress other people. So that being said, I know it's a very difficult topic, and it's one I really don't talk about very often because it brings up a painful past for me. But that was a long time ago, and I'm past that. But people have got to stop carrying on like they do, hating, but just begets more hating and violence. And I've just always been a dreamer. I just, wish everybody could get along. That's how I am. Even like, be it friends or family. I hate for people to fuss and fight or be angry with each other. I'm just real sensitive to that. I'm a very soft-hearted person, so you know that's just really my thing with why I think this this particular character is going to be so important, because here's this young teenage girl in living in America who is, she's coming into her own age, and she's just a young girl who's trying to fit in with her peers, please her parents and community, and not go against her family's beliefs. And then she's got all these superpowers that are just thrown at her out of the blue, and she doesn't know how to juggle being a teenager, a Muslim, a good daughter, and make it all work being this new superhero. And I think it's really complicated, and I think a lot of teenagers can relate to coming into their own selves and their own personalities, and still being under a lot of pressure at home, and then going to school or other places in your community and having to deal with the pressures of that as well. And I think what we really need right now is somebody like Kamala Khan, who can change a lot of views on how people feel about Islam, and a lot of the hatred towards Muslims, because I just think she's a good character. She's a good role model, definitely for any young or teenage girl of any race, color, religion, sexuality, whatever. I think the world needs more people like Kamala Khan. And I don't read anything in this book. I really want people to read this. And it's an amazing read, and I like it, so I really recommend checking this out. And actually, when I started reading this last weekend, I found out the second one of these. Hold on. I don't know what's up with this, but I'm winging it. And I got the hiccups. But I'm going to the next one, because I really love this. And for adults, teenagers, I think this is really good, and I think that she's going to be a great role model for girls of all ages and beliefs. I just think this is really amazing. So pick it up, guys. I mean, really, and you fellas, read it too. Learn what a strong woman is all about. That's why I really enjoyed February's comic Bento with the feminine mystique theme. It shows women can be just as strong as men, whether some of you guys like that or not. Okay. I still have two or three more things from, I think two more things from the February's comic Bento, and then I also they sent me the January one. So I've got four books from there, and I'm supposed to be getting an April one too in a couple weeks. So I'm gonna have a lot of reading material. And I'll, as I read them, I will share my views and opinions on those, and whether I think you should get them or not. Now about Comic Bento. Comic Bento is another subscription box service. It's $20 plus $5 shipping, so it's $25. And it is absolutely worth it. They you get 4 to 6 items every month. They are not, thin little paper comics. Well, this is a Entertainment Earth catalog, but it's not one of those little thin paper comics. They are all graphic novels, and every now and then you'll actually get a hardback one. The January box had a hardback one. And like I say, it's $25. At least one of those books values for at least $20. So that right there is going to pay for the box itself. Then the other 3 or more books you get are always 10 and up. I can't remember. I think it was the January box. 3 of the 4 were well over $20-something. So just one of those paid for the box alone, and it's like all the extra words, extra surprise in there. So they send you really, really awesome random books, and they're all from what I've gotten so far. They always send the first copy of everything, so you're not jumping into something blindly without knowing any backstory. They send you the first editions of everything. It's a really, really great service. I will put a link to their site in the description box. I do have an affiliate link. If you decide to, if you're interested in Comic Bento, click their regular link to check them out. If you decide to sign up with Comic Bento, come back and use my affiliate link. Their affiliate links work a little different than most subscription boxes. If somebody clicks on your affiliate link, you have to you need to sign up within 3 days, or I get absolutely no credit for it. Which is fine too. I mean, I'm all about people trying out this service, but I don't have a lot of funds to throw around on subscription boxes. I'm on disability. Funds are limited. I've got 2 big mouths to feed, and try to keep a roof over my head. And I'm so grateful for some of these companies who let me be part of their affiliate program, because it gives me a way to promote their products. And when people sign up using my links, I get credit for that, and I can continue to get their products at little or no cost, so that I can share more with you guys, some awesome recommendations on stuff. And those of you who have been using my affiliate links for Comic Bento and other stuff, you don't know how much I appreciate that. This was my birthday month, and because the dogs got sick and some other stuff going on, I had extra bills dumped on me, and I probably wouldn't have been able to hardly get anything this month. But because you guys have been using my affiliate links, you guys helped me get quite a few other boxes this month, and I appreciate that so much. You don't know how much that means to me. Discovering subscription boxes, having this YouTube channel has really brought me out of my shell. I was in a very bad place. I was just feeling very down with my health and missing my mother and a lot of other stuff that's just I've been, having to cope with. And if it wasn't for these boxes, I would not be in a much better place, mentally. And I just really appreciate you guys coming to my channel, supporting me, and using my affiliate links to help me bring you guys more reviews. But as I said, Comic Bento is a little different. If you don't sign up within 3 days of using my affiliate link, I don't get the credit. And other subscription boxes aren't like that. It's just anybody can use my link at any time, sign up at any time, and I get credit. But I'm not knocking Comic Bento. If they get more subscribers from me, either way, that's great, because they are a great service. But and I'd like to continue getting it, but I can't always do that, being limited on funds. So if you're interested in checking out Comic Bento, just use the regular comicbento.com link, which, like I said, I'll put it in my description box. And if you decide you want to try them out, please come back to one of my Comic Bento videos and click on the affiliate link, because you helping me helps me help you guys back to give you, more reviews and suggestions about stuff. So, like I said, I hope you are enjoying my reviews, and I want to read some more, and I will be back to give you guys some more recommendations and reviews on the books that Comic Bento is bringing me. I think there's some great stuff in there. So I'm gonna shut up because I am overworking this laptop this morning and my memory is just about to burst. And say bye, Bubby. We love you guys. Peace out.